Everything's looking good. Everything's looking good.
Everything looks good.
You're looking good.
I look good.
I look like shit, but here we are. We're doing it anyway.
I'm wearing my cleanest dirty shirt on. So, how was your day?
Is that really how we're going to start this? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a
We'll
shit.
start it on the lowest possible note and work our way up from there.
Okay.
Yeah, my day was good. You know, worked my 8:30 to 4:30 Monday to Friday. Having a good time with that. You know, got a job right in the nick of time before the fucking world, you know, came to a halt.
You did get it in the nick of time, didn't you?
I really did.
Like, when was the pandemic started?
March.
The shutdown started in
March.
Well, the panic.
It was literally my birthday party, March 14th.
Yeah.
And that day here in St. John's, there was like the first or second case was announced. And two of my friends were like, no, man, we can't come over. It's going to be crazy. And then within the next week, I remember just packing up, me and the girlfriend, packing up the car, moving to Grand Falls. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was some terrifying shit.
Yeah, you hauled ass to Costco for some toilet paper, for sure.
What the fuck was that? I think about that now, and I'm like, how in the scheme of all of this, when was there ever a symptom? What, explosive diarrhea?
Yeah.
But I have that anyway. I have more than enough toilet paper to deal with.
Yeah, that's like Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. That's not everything. That's just Sunday.
But what was the original toilet paper thing? Like, what was the original patent? Was it manufactured in China or something?
No, not at all. It was
Okay.
completely. We have tons of toilet paper available to us in Canada.
So what was the panic about?
Well, it was basically that, you know, once the pandemic hit and everybody basically turned into zombies.
Yeah.
And the grocery stores got raided. Then there wouldn't be any toilet paper, and toilet paper is pretty essential.
I suppose.
Day-to-day life, right?
Yes, it's the most essential.
They're very much essential. But, you know, I've had many a time at the cabin. You know, and I don't know if you need to go into details.
No.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also,
No, definitely not. No.
You definitely don't need to go into detail. I've spent some time camping too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm going to the cabin this weekend, doing the moose hunting trip.
Are you?
Yeah, we're doing the annual Feener family moose hunting trip, where all the uncles and all the nephews go, and
Man up.
yeah, just got to man up, right? And I don't know, I've never.
You got your license though.
I do. It's my first year. I got my moose license.
You and Fodder.
Me and Fodder both got our moose licenses. I don't know why it worked out like that. That we both have to. That's so much work.
It's a lot of meat, dude.
Oh my god! Like I haven't shot a moose, but I've been in that world where, you know, they knock the moose down and cut them open, cut the quarters off, drag it out.
Try not to.
Usually I'm still at the cabin when all this happens.
Yeah.
Hungover and.
Yeah. It's pretty greasy, man.
Yeah, it gets really greasy, but.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I don't drink anymore, but going on these trips, you know, you'd be up drinking all night and you get up at like 4:30 to go moose. And when this would normally be a time that I would actually be like kind of probably crawling into my apartment.
Exactly.
Right?
Crawling is a good verb.
Yeah. So 2 moose. Is that the goal this weekend too?
That is the goal. And we're going to see what happens. I know that, you know, I've never, it's funny, it's kind of embarrassing for my father because he's such a gung-ho woodsman, fisheries, wildlife, forestry, the whole 9 yards. You know, my whole life been exposed to it, trapping, everything.
He was an outfitter too?
He was, briefly he was an outfitter, you know, brought people out to our cabin and stuff like that from everywhere. But, I've never shot a moose. I've killed probably every other animal in the woods, but I've never shot a moose.
I haven't either. I've also got my FAC, and I've killed some small game, many years ago, but I haven't killed anything in a long time. No. Man, I don't know if I can.
I don't know, man.
Do you think you can pull the trigger?
I don't know, man. Since, you know, like having pets, you know, I always talk about this, like since having dogs, and I think it's more specifically big dogs, because it brings you closer to...
Yeah, scale.
There's a scale
of the thing you're going to kill,
you know,
and then eat.
Yeah, so like I'm like the ultimate hypocrite because I'll eat animals of any size.
Yeah.
But then I use this analogy when it comes to shooting moose. Like I don't know if I can pull the trigger on such a large animal. It's such a precious, beautiful thing. But then, you know, you got to be a man.
Yeah, I guess you got to be. But you got to be a man. But it's just like, I guess it's, you know. I obviously have no problem eating wild meat, and I prefer eating wild meat. If I could only eat wild meat, I probably would.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously the more humane thing. Yeah. We spend, like, most of the meat that we eat is, like, pig and chicken. I mean, chickens who literally in their lives probably didn't turn around.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Or stacked on top of each other, like
Yeah.
shitting on each other.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have a problem eating that. Anyway.
They're just a science project for us to,
Yeah.
you know, aesthetically have the giant breasted chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty delicious.
It's very much delicious.
But anyway, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I like to think that if I was in a situation where, you know, you had to kill something to eat it, you would. I mean, I wouldn't, obviously. But to spend any amount of time watching the animal first,
Oh, yeah.
like, just watch it in its natural habitat and be
Yeah.
like, all right, boy. You know.
Now, we've all heard horror stories of bull moose attacking people, and I know that's pretty rare. You know, I've heard that cow moose have a tendency to attack more because they got their young around them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can be pretty ravenous, but no, we've up at our cabin, we got the nice blind set up. You know, you're well off the ground. You're 7 or 8 feet up in the air. So you know, if something
You got the blind?
yeah, we got the blind set up. You know, there's other places where you're just fresh meat for anything to come along.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we got the blind. We go up there. You can shoot them from a nice distance. So you don't have to worry about getting trampled.
Yeah, and I guess it dehumanizes.
It definitely
Dehumanizes.
Yeah, right. It's like you're playing a video game.
Depersonalized.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and that's one thing. However, then you got to finish the thing off. And,
hopefully you get that clean shot, which is extremely rare. I know that.
And that's what my dad told me. He was like, listen, if you're going to shoot the thing from a distance, you got to finish it off.
You better finish it off.
You're not going to make someone else do your dirty work, right?
I agree with him. I agree with that.
I do
if
too.
You're going to commit, man.
Exactly.
You know?
And you think about how most wild animals die.
Yeah.
They just get old and sick until they can't walk anymore.
Yep.
And then something eats them.
If they get old and sick.
If they get old and sick.
Yeah.
That's if a moose, if a black bear comes along and breaks him off across the back and gets attacked by a gang of coyotes or something.
I don't know how many moose are actually eaten by bears. But
It's a thing. It's a thing. It actually is a thing.
It's not. It can't be a common thing in a bear's diet, man. Moose.
Well, you
That
can
seems
tell
like
by
a
the way I'm
lot of-
talking. I know everything about hunting. So you should trust my...
I mean, we both are pretty avid.
What a great subject to start off with. Something that we both know fuck all about.
Shit about hunting.
Exactly.
It's funny because your dad was an outfitter, wildlife officer.
Yeah.
My stepfather, for years, was an outfitter. He had like 2 or 3 hunting lodges, business. That's how he supported himself and his family, his whole life. But I don't know shit.
Well, it's funny because I've been in so many conversations, with other people in Newfoundland about hunting, and when I get into those conversations, I feel like I know so much.
Yeah.
You know, but if I had to prove myself,
yeah,
I wouldn't be long being told to fuck off.
Well, I mean, I think if you compare us to a regular Joe or Jane from Ontario or somewhere else in the States, we do know more about hunting.
We definitely do.
Just because, like, we grew up listening to our friends and their fathers talk about it, and me and you probably never did give a shit.
Exactly.
But we just,
Exactly.
Yeah, we nodded and we're like, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, when I went and did my FAC, to be able to carry a rifle, I just remember it was me and my brother, and there was, a bunch of other dudes in their 40s, but there was also a couple like women in their 50s.
Yep.
And you could tell, like, they were so grossed out by the process of panching a moose.
Yeah.
And I'm acting like I'm kind of singling them out, but I have been through it. And it is fucking disgusting. If you really think about what it is you're seeing, and when you arrive back at the cabin, you just got this hollowed out...
You'd haul a big old gut out of a thing.
Yeah, it's just legs and just... anyway, it's quite disgusting.
I can't believe this is the first thing we're talking about.
I know.
It's crazy.
I guess.
But I remember when I did my FIC years ago, there were people that, there was one woman in particular, and she was probably in her late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
And, she was like, learning how to use a rifle. That was not the first time that woman handled a rifle.
Exactly.
I guarantee you that, man. She had handled many a 30-06 before that day.
Exactly.
But it was funny, to go through the motions of it. And I mean, I did it. I felt like I did the FAC, the hunter's education, feeling like I'm supposed to do this.
Yes.
Young fella in Newfoundland, gotta have my FAC.
Gotta have your FAC. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I too was shooting guns illegally for many years as a kid.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But it wasn't a thing back in the day. It wasn't like it is now. Like, guns are a terrifying concept to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I guess growing up in Newfoundland culture, everybody hunted.
Yeah.
There was just guns willy-nilly. It just seemed like
Everywhere.
there was guns everywhere, you know?
Well, I don't know if I should be saying this, but well, statute of limitations or something.
Yeah.
But I remember like in high school, man. Like we'd get out of school and you go home and you put your boots on.
Yeah.
You grab your 410.
Yeah,
you go up in the woods, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot some cans.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's just
Yeah.
what we did. Like,
But it was always a thing where I just remember that it was like safety first. You have to like, honor the thing. It's not just something that you can throw around
No.
willy-nilly. It's a thing that you need to be extremely safe with. And if you weren't, you were reprimanded pretty quick, right?
I remember, with me and some of my buddies, and if any of you guys are hearing this now, you know what I'm talking about. We used to go up all the time, and we were like 14, 15, maybe 16. I don't know if that's too young, whatever.
Yeah.
And we had 12 gauges and stuff, and but everyone was pretty damn cool with that rifle, man. Everyone's dad or grandfather, showed them, you had respect for it.
Exactly.
Even though it was completely illegal what we were doing.
Yeah.
But
Well, it was like driving quads and ATVs and stuff like that. I mean, we were doing that when we were 12 years old.
Yeah.
Zipping around, you didn't have the weight to throw around, but you did it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're starting to sound like a couple old men here.
Yeah.
Who didn't learn any of the, the important things. All we took from it was, we can shoot guns and ride around on bikes and we don't really know what else to do.
Never got caught either.
With that knowledge. Yeah, I guess. There was nobody looking for us, right?
Oh, my. So.
Yeah.
It's November 3rd. So today is...
What is the...
U.S. election.
U.S. election. How do you feel? Do you think you know what's going to happen? To what level do you follow the proceedings as far as the mail-in vote versus...
I don't know, man.
What's it looking like? Is there any speculation?
Well,
for yourself.
Everyone's scared to death to say it after 2016, right? But it does look like it's going to be a Democrat win, right?
Yeah.
And can't get too much into this because to tell you the truth, I've been not following politics as much for the past little while.
Yeah.
I'm just jaded by it, man.
Yeah.
Like I am interested in politics, world politics, not just U.S. politics, which is our fucking obsession.
Yeah.
But on paper it looks like Joe Biden's going to win, man.
Yeah.
But looked like Hillary Clinton was going to win too.
Exactly.
So
and just the outcome of from either side. What the fuck's going to happen?
I don't know.
We don't know, and that's a terrifying thing because we've talked about this before, but the social media thing, it's just people are just being bolstered from every side now. It's just like if you don't lean either direction or you lean a little bit this way or a little bit that way, you don't really get to decide anymore. There's just this ongoing war.
Oh yeah.
And you're just and for me, I'm on a different side of the coin, as opposed to you, but I've never really gotten too much into what's actually taking place on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. But, it's very easy for me to see when I get on Facebook. I'm like, holy crap, if somebody posts something and I even go close to liking it,
oh yeah,
it's like, whoa.
Don't.
Yeah, your news.
Don't even hover over that like button, man.
No, don't even hover.
Don't even hover.
And if you scroll past it, scroll. Yeah, we're on our computers. We're not using our phones.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
True. But I don't know, man. There was a poll done recently by, I don't know, whoever. I saw it somewhere. You like that?
You're really selling it here.
Yeah. Anyway, but it was a poll. It was a fairly big sample size of American citizens. They asked, what do you think is the likelihood of civil war? And 37% of people polled thought there will be a civil war soon. Yeah. Very soon. Yeah. A civil war. Yeah. And a civil war now, man. A civil war anytime is terrible.
Yeah, but I just mean in this age, man, with unlimited access to everything. Mm-hmm. You know.
Why? Why is everyone... we can say Trump... Trump pisses people off. There really is a thing they call Trump derangement syndrome, right? Yeah. People really, as soon as they see his face, hear his voice, anything, go fucking crazy.
I know people like that, personally.
And honestly... For the first probably couple years of his presidency, I felt like that a little bit. Yeah. But I actually had to kind of try and detach myself from the emotion of it all. Yeah. For one, it's a different country. I don't even live there.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But we love American news and all that stuff. Yeah. But you were just talking about social media, Facebook. You saw the Social Dilemma the other day.
Of course.
Yeah. Amazing. documentary. If there's one documentary for people to watch right now, it's probably the most important thing to watch.
And according to the Tristan Harris podcast on Joe Rogan, he was saying it was how many people in America, or is it worldwide? 37 million?
37 or 38 million families or something watched it.
Sat around and watched it on Netflix.
Yeah. Like in a couple weeks. It was
like that's absolutely crazy. But it's the way that I look at that is mathematically there will be a percentage of that where the people are going to take something positive away from it, and if nothing else, just be more aware that when they're on social media spouting about politics or something like that, the reason that they're seeing 99% of the shit that they're seeing after they do that is not because of it's actually that's the way the world is landscaped. Yeah. It's because that's how your world is landscaped.
Absolutely. And it's landscaped for you. You think that you're doing this deep research into something, whether it's on politically on the left or on the right or whatever. But social media, Facebook, YouTube, all of these places are firing the thing that is going to get you to click on it. And what gets you to click? Stuff that fires you up, right?
So does that mean if you're a Democrat, you're going to see more Republican-based things, or is it vice versa?
It would probably be, I think it would be like a Democratic source bitching about Republican stuff, maybe.
For sure. So because then you got your team that you can jump in there
Exactly. You got your team. And that's the kind of the thing it kind of does. It does this like individualized cult creation. Yeah. Like you can,
It's on an individual basis. It's taking every member of the cult and just kind of forcing them further into their own corner. Yeah, and I mean, what it does obviously is just divide people more than ever. Probably, arguably, in history, have we ever been never been more divided? Exactly. And then you got someone on the right like Donald Trump who is just exasperating the hell out of it. Exactly. Because you don't just not like the Republican Party or the Trump Party, you fucking hate the Trump Party, right? You can't stand that orange piece of, right? Exactly. And that's how people are. They seriously, and I get it. The guy's a terrible human being. Yeah. But I mean, I'm seeing it in everything, even things that are not political based. I mean, it's a crazy thing. Like, I'm huge into heavy metal, as most people know, so I follow a lot of heavy metal websites that kind of just post articles about metal bands and stuff like that.
You're into metal?
No, actually. What the fuck is that? But I'm even seeing there, they're constantly posting about artists that are, making a tweet and just being like, I'm picking, I'll support Biden or I'm supporting Trump. If you fucking do that, you're fucked. But it's like, as soon as that happens, and then the comment sections are just bananas. Yep. And if some band innocently posted a new album, a new music video, and they posted it, it would get zero fucking reactions compared to the reactions that these posts are getting. Yeah. Because even they're realizing, they're in the social media thing, but they're not constructing it. But they're realizing that within that, they can create these fucking arguments that are just going to pull people in and get them posting on their shit.
Create teams.
But I mean, their numbers are skyrocketing because they're capitalizing on people fucking hating each other. Yeah. And it's absolutely terrible because there's so much of the arts now. It's going into everything.
Who do you mean? Right? Who's capitalizing on it?
The Facebook pages and the heavy metal.
Any of the pages that bring.
They'll basically go on Twitter and find a metal artist who said something remotely political. Yeah. Put their own twist on it, post it on their Facebook page. Yeah. Post an article, put their picture there, put a totally twist the title, take their words out of context and all that shit.
Everything is taken out of context.
Exactly.
Man.
But then the comment section is fucking crazy. Yeah. And there's a million angry reacts on this post. But that's a million reacts.
Yeah. And exactly.
Right?
Clicks is clicks.
Clicks is clicks, as we talked about before. We're just going to start saying ridiculous shit on here.
Clicks is clicks. Yeah. But the division. I mean, people do feel up on that kind of stuff to get clicks, Yeah. I mean, not really the same thing, but I don't know if you saw this thing going around the other day about Bobby Orr. I saw it going around Facebook about how Bobby Orr said something about he wished Trump was his teammate. I mean, that's a fucking stupid thing to say, right? I mean,
Say what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you know, his PR agent was probably asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Or dead if he's older
or,
than
or not existent.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going with the latter. But anyway, continue.
I mean, Bobby's, what, 70-something? Anyway. Okay, cool. Like, Bobby Orr, I mean, I don't like Trump, but I still like Bobby Orr.
Yes.
I'm not going to, like, cancel Bobby Orr.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because he said something that politically that I think is, like, that I don't agree with, or maybe I think is even stupid.
Yeah,
Who cares?
If he changed his whole job description,
yeah,
and you know, and that was his only mission in life was to kind of bolster, you know, his political beliefs. But even
political beliefs.
But even then, for me, it's like I can still look at that chronologically.
Yeah,
I can still look at it chronologically.
Yeah.
When he retired from hockey,
yeah,
up to that point, he still did something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he did.
Bobby Orr, who's a NHL defenseman.
You know, I'm Canadian and I don't know shit about hockey. My apologies.
Love it.
I know Wayne Gretzky and that's
Love
about
it.
it. Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, that's a big thing, man. And people
I-
cannot find that separation anymore.
No,
It's just
man.
everything's blurred together.
I
It's
like Bobby Orr because he was good at playing hockey.
Yes.
I don't like if I'm wondering about anything political. I'm like, I wonder what Bobby Orr thinks, or like, you know, like the Dave Chappelle joke, Ja Rule. Like, what is it?
Yes. Oh yeah, it was after 9/11. It's like just like,
we
"Would
need-
somebody find Ja so I can make
Ja."
sense of all this. You know, it's just like, but that is literally kind of the way we always look to famous people for whatever reason. I would say the same thing with the Dixie Chicks. It's just like, just because you can sing a song, don't mean I'm coming looking for you for all my fucking life advice and answers to politics.
You're a talented musician. He's a talented hockey player. I mean,
sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't ask you about something that I knew you had no fucking clue what you're talking about, or if you said something I disagreed with.
And then that's it. We're not friends anymore.
But well, that's the way we have to go now. But I wouldn't then be like, "Fuck you" as a musician.
No.
You know?
Exactly.
Any music you ever wrote doesn't matter now because you said something I didn't like. That you might even change your opinion on in a year or two if I just give you a chance.
You can't do that anymore.
To figure your shit out.
Can't do that anymore.
No.
It's unforgivable.
Yeah, exactly.
Then that's the thing too. Once you get like tired, once you get maimed,
yeah.
If someone looks in your history,
it's hard to come back.
There are a lot of.
But it's so terrifying, man, because like everybody, and it's you know, it does serve its purpose, I guess, in the respect that people, you know, are making less poor decisions. By and large, do you think they're not probably treating each other as awful as they could because they might get outed on social media?
Perhaps
they might be, you know,
because of this. Like,
it's easier for people to you know, bring things to the forefront.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, everywhere you go, there's a video camera.
Exactly.
And literally, we can walk across the street now, and the first person we see has a video camera.
Exactly.
In their pocket.
If we just went on the sidewalk and I started punching you in the face.
Yep. It's
I mean, you'd kick my ass, but that would be on the internet.
It would be.
Somebody would be screaming "World Star."
Yeah.
And we wouldn't even know they were there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Make someone famous.
Yeah. I mean, it's a scary thing, but it's also, you know, let's change the subject. But it's like when I'm going into stores now. It's like with the mask thing. Just looking around, it's almost like you're living in a simulation, man. It's like everyone's walking in, putting on their masks.
Yeah.
And it's just like everyone's kind of looking at each other. I don't know if they're thinking what I'm thinking. I can't tell because I can only see their eyes.
You can only see the eyes.
You can only see the eyes.
You get to tell those real smiles now, though.
Exactly.
Because, you know.
Well, I was talking about it a little while ago. How people like smile, but they leave their eyes out of the equation.
Their eyes are dead.
And you look just fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's more to a smile than just your mouth.
Yeah, we got to practice doing some eye smiling now.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
Yeah, but it's like then there's people who have like resting bitch eyes where it's like it doesn't matter, they could be smiling and laughing and they still look like a cunt, you know.
I've kind of got. I think I've got resting bitch eyes actually.
You kind of do.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean to.
Yeah,
a little bit.
You got like resting Clint Eastwood eyes.
Dead.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean you
dead
you
inside.
fucking dead eyes. Poor Josh. Yeah, he's not actually dead. Well, you're a little dead inside.
A little bit dead inside. Yeah. Some days. Yeah. Well, it's November too, right? So the season's changing.
Seasonal affective disorder,
so
man.
I'm dying.
I'm dying, man. Well, it's like I got off work and, you know, daylight savings and all that good stuff. And got off work 4:30. It was dark, and I was like, you know, it takes a while for us to adjust to that.
Yeah.
People, you know, who live further down in the globe, man, they don't really understand, like, you know.
Man, and then they adjust that fucking clock, right?
They should have just not adjusted it this year.
Yeah.
They should have just for the sake of fucking humanity, just give us the extra.
Yeah. 2020 earned that hour, man.
Yeah, we definitely earned it. Even half an hour, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. It's absolutely brutal. And it's something that, I never really realized it. When I was like in grade 6, I started having panic attacks. Thanks for interrupting me, asshole. I started having panic attacks in grade 6. And I never knew why. It was always in November, shortly after school started. And then, and I would just, like, in the middle of class, just freak out, like, oh my God, what's happening? I didn't know what a panic attack was. I was like 12.
Really?
Right? Yeah. But and the older I got, the more I started to realize I could take control of it and that kind of thing. But I realized 99% of it was seasonal affective disorder. And I had no, I was just happy to get out of school and go play in the snow.
It's funny you're saying that now, and I'm like, man.
Yeah.
That happened to me.
I think there's something that a lot of us need to kind of look at. And I think it happens earlier than, we think it do. It's not just when you get old and start having anxiety and depression about everything.
No, yeah.
Because
that can happen too.
Of course. As we both know about that.
As we both know.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know you've found yourself in the situation a lot. You must have. But just, having somebody just there hand you a guitar.
Oh, man.
And it's such a weird thing because it's what we pride ourselves on.
Yeah.
I'm
a musician.
As a human being, that's how I define myself, as a musician first.
Yeah.
Then I'm these other things. I'm slowly starting to realize, I have more qualities as a human being, which is good.
Well, yeah,
that's
imagine.
Good. It takes a long time.
Well, it's funny because I guess when you're kind of a deeper chap, but when you're younger and you're coming through, like, that's the identity, right?
Exactly.
You build your whole identity around, say, being a musician.
Exactly.
And for someone else, it could be anything, But like, I mean, come on, how many people know you as a musician? Chris Feener, guitarist,
Feener's the guitar guy.
The guitar guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, when the guitar guy goes to a party,
yes,
and everyone's hanging out, and there's some guitars around, and they hand you a guitar.
Yeah.
How much does that ruin your life?
It ruins. Every fiber of my being is just pushing away from the instrument.
Yep.
They're handing it to me, and like I just slither away. We were always slithering. That's the verb we use a lot. It's just like
slither away.
But it's weird because I totally respect the musicians that are at parties. Somebody hands them a guitar.
Yep.
And that they found their home. That's where they're staying for the whole night,
man.
playing music, entertaining people.
And
I think about myself, like, am I that shitty of a musician? You definitely get some anxiety about it. Like,
God,
why am I not that guy?
Why can't I do that? Why?
Yeah.
And like, I've had people tell me before, it's selfish of me to not do that because I have this gift where I can like sing and entertain people that I'm like keeping that away from them or something.
Exactly.
But I'm like, honestly, man, I cringe when I'm at a party and someone looks at me or is like, oh, Josh, hey, play some songs for us. Because, like, I feel that obligation. Like, I'm here, I should do it.
Yes.
But it's literally it's the last thing I want to do at that party. I hate it.
I do
it's
too.
Weird.
I've been in very selective situations where I'm there with friends who have instruments and, like, we play together actively.
It's jammy.
At that point, you're jamming, and that's a bit of a different kind of situation. But when you're the focal point, I've only done this a few times. Like, I've been hired to, like, sit on some dude's couch and play music. And, sing or have a singer with me and that kind of thing.
Yep.
But even then, when you're going into that world as an entertainer...
Different.
Versus, I'm just going out and having a few drinks and having a laugh.
Yep.
Don't come at me with this. This is work at this point.
Yeah.
It becomes work.
And it's like... I struggle to think of it that way then too because I almost feel like I'm pretentious to think about it that way.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, this shouldn't be work. I should just be able to play my guitar and sing for people. And maybe it's like, for me, it's a confidence thing. Like, I still, tell you the truth, struggle to sing sometimes. Always wanted to be a singer. And finally now I'm working on songs where I'm singing. But when it comes to...
But at a party, they don't want to hear that shit.
No.
It's authority song, apartment song, brown eyed girl, get the fuck. Wagon
exactly.
wheel for like 14,000 choruses, and then you're good.
Yep.
But, I've been in that world probably more than you when it comes to just playing cover band stuff.
Definitely.
Like playing in cover bands. And there's nothing I love more than playing cover music for people who enjoy it.
Yes.
When it's a Friday or Saturday night and you're playing at, the local pub and everybody's having a friggin' blast.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling. It's just like playing on a big stage, playing original music.
Absolutely.
I don't think it'll never touch that, but it's...
Yeah, but the energy.
That's the thing.
The energy,
and I would rather be playing the garbage go-tos for people who are actually enjoying it than being up there and playing my own stuff and them not give a fuck.
Well, exactly, because then you're there's no pressure on you.
No.
You can play the freaking songs.
Exactly.
And you're just having fun.
But again, it's like two worlds. It's like you're going into it for this purpose as well.
Well, again, it's the work thing. Like
Yes.
you're going to like, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have fun at work tonight.
Yes.
But I'm going to work.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
You know.
Remember the first time that I did a cover gig? It was probably like a cover gig where I actually got paid well, and after the gig, I was just sweating profusely, exhilarated. I was like, oh my god. I just got to play music in front of like a crazy amount of people, just drinking, falling over each other.
Yep.
So much fun. And then at the end of the night, they're like, "Here's several $100." And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I feel like I ripped somebody off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but you know that's still going into an environment where you know you're working and that kind of thing. But it is a ton of fun. But there is a threshold. There is you know a line that you cross where it's like if you're going out not for the purpose of doing that, and then you find yourself in that. It's like, and there's nothing worse than when people tell you, "Folks, why don't you buy? Play a song."
Yeah, man. Come on, bud.
Yeah.
You're
a guitar player. You
cripples me with anxiety at social gatherings when someone hands me a guitar.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
And like you said, somebody called you selfish before, and even talking about this, I feel like there's an air of selfishness.
I know.
Like
I feel like a bit of a pretentious dickhead by even saying this right now. Like, you know, maybe I need to get over it, but man, you know, after this long, I'm probably not getting over it. So if anyone's listening to this and I'm at your party, don't give me the guitar.
Yeah,
Fuck off with the guitar.
Well, that's why whenever I have a party, whenever I have like host my own party, I'll make sure there's like a wicked, you know, stereo system set up with like a super loudspeaker. There's a laptop there with Spotify ready to go. And then I just got a playlist. I know who's coming. I'm going to pick all the right songs to get different people engaged. That's why I feel like, you know, I want to be a DJ at some point in my life because I get off on that because it's like I can give these people exactly what they want. Exactly what they want. But then it also takes the pressure off having to pick up a fucking guitar. You know? It's like I just played guitar for 8 hours, recorded like 14 songs before I came here. And you play Brown Eyed Girl. Fuck off. I'm here to have a laugh.
It's like a control thing too, because like I know like when I was drinking, when I was like at parties and I was drinking and that sort of thing, it's like once I'm playing guitar and I'm playing the songs, I can't drink as freely as I want to. And
exactly.
I'm like kind of trapped by this like guitar and this position I am in the room and all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's a part of it too. I don't really know. It's a weird thing, and maybe we're the only. I don't know if anyone can relate to what we're saying, but I'm think some people can.
No,
man.
I've had this conversation a lot.
Yeah,
over the years, 100%.
Actually, I've had it with one other person. I won't call him out, but yeah, can't do it. It's weird. It's so strange.
Somebody else who performs.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
but that's what they do. I would consider them. Well, they would. It's a musician. They're a musician.
Yes, exactly.
Not someone who just plays guitar a bit.
Yeah,
he's a musician.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, yeah, it's so weird. Again, I do feel like a bit of a pretentious knob. Yeah. But I don't care. It is what it is.
I don't care either. That's why, like, we're so good at slithering.
You slither away.
You gotta hide away in the darkest corner with your triple vodka water and just, you know.
And then have anxiety about the fact that you just turned everybody down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no matter what, you're a bag of anxiety.
Yeah, basically.
So basically, that's just what it is to be a musician.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know a lot of people who don't have a problem with it, and those people can.
They saved my life. Yeah. The people that don't have a problem with playing a part. Oh man.
Yeah.
Liam, you know, my buddy Liam Peacock, man. I don't know if he's listening to this right now, but that guy is the guy you want at a party, and he's a professional musician who can also slay it at a party.
Yes.
The guy can play literally any song you can think of. He can play it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And he saved my ass at parties more than once.
For sure. For sure. I guess the problem with me is I know all the music, and I can sing it all, and I can play it all, and I still don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Not all the music, but I'm saying I know. I literally developed set lists around entertaining super drunk people who don't want to have to think and just have a laugh.
Exactly. And every, I won't say everybody, any kind of age group too. You know what I mean? You play those timeless classics, that sort of thing. And I mean, I've spent some time playing covers in a band too, but I have a little bit more of an excuse than you. It's like, I don't really know how to play that. Even though I probably do know how to play it. It's just like, I don't know that.
You've been in this world. I haven't so much. Like, I've toured with metal bands and played in environments where I definitely shouldn't have been playing. But, like, I mean, you played with your original projects in front of that crowd.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah. Good when... It's a good feeling when people start singing along to your songs, right?
For sure. That's the ultimate feeling.
It really is.
The ultimate feeling.
Yeah. And I haven't had a lot of that, man. It's not like I've been, but I have had a little taste of being at a show and you get to the chorus and you look across and like people are singing along to the chorus. That's a good
That's
feeling.
the ultimate. But get the fuck out of here about all that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's
what are you talking about?
He was pretentious. But no, I've experienced that. I remember when I was touring with Threat Signal. I remember we played in Seattle. We played a song that I had written on the last Threat Signal album that we recorded just before we went out on tour. And playing the song Face the Day, and I looked out and I was like, holy shit, they're singing along. You know,
Amazing.
we were opening for Children of Bodom, so it was like a sizable audience, and it was a good show.
Yep.
And I was like, this...
Where? Seattle?
This is in Seattle, and I was just like, this, like, I don't understand musicians, like professional, musicians who do it long term and hit huge audiences. That is a drug like nothing else.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing that when not 2 or 3 people turn around and start singing your lyrics? But I mean, Chris Cornell hung himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it just goes to show that, like, no matter what you reach, no matter what threshold you reach, as a musician, there's always something more. You need to be comfortable where you are. You need to be, you need to get inside yourself and say, this is why I'm doing it, and here you go.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you can never get in the mind of somebody who gets to that point.
That really, that makes me think about just addiction too,
For sure.
That need for more.
Yeah, there was an addiction thing there.
Well, for sure.
There
and I mean,
was,
so many, obviously, musicians.
Yes,
I mean,
of
people
course.
who, whether they want to admit it or not, I mean, I've got friends who struggle, and they really do struggle with drugs and alcohol. Maybe not as bad as I did, but everyone, they've got their own battles with it.
Yeah.
But that you just like kind of touched on something. Just made me think. You say, if you're not cool with what you have right now, then how will more make you any better, right?
For sure.
It's this disease of more.
Yeah.
If only
money can't
this
buy
many
happiness,
people, exactly.
Like nothing to
if
buy
only
happiness.
this many people knew my songs, or if this crowd, or with the, it's.
But at a certain point, you're gonna level out, and I mean, at that point, where do you go? It's just a matter of.
What do you mean you're gonna level out?
At some point, like say a band like Soundgarden, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, they hit their like absolute maximum
Superstardom.
when the tail end of the grunge era kind of thing, and then from there it was always like Chris Cornell was obviously widely successful in anything he ever touched.
Yeah.
But I mean, just think about all like the musicians in those tier bands that they actually went through the whole thing. They got to the absolute pinnacle of stardom, and then kind of just leveled out. Even if they stayed there, or if they dropped back a bit.
Yeah.
But it's like, do they constantly seek more?
Yeah.
Is it a thing you're always kind of trying to reach for that one moment they had in time? But it's like we can all relate to that on any scale. It's like
absolutely.
even playing in a cover band. You played this one show and there's 1,500 people there for some festival, and then it's like every show you play after that, it's like, fuck.
I would argue that almost any human being anywhere can relate to that.
For sure.
It's that disease, that need for more. Like,
Exactly.
this next phone will make me happy. This next thing will make me happy.
Yes.
This new car will make me happy.
Yes.
If only,
Yes.
you get a case of the if onlys,
The
right?
if onlys, yeah.
But when it comes to that, like someone like Soundgarden who hit it, superstardom, and they kind of tapered off, and it's like, so they're not climbing anymore.
Yeah.
Is that what you're kind of talking about?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they're not really. Yeah.
I kind of confused the point a little bit because Chris Cornell is a bad example because he's done so many other things.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like a band, that reached their pinnacle and they kind of tapered off. Just being okay with that and knowing that you've reached that point. Now you just need to be okay. If your life's okay, if you have everything that you need, you just need to be able to kind of go inside yourself and say,
I'm okay.
It's going to be okay.
I'm going to be,
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, like, if you can, like, just look at the life that you've built around you, knowing that, I don't know what this is like, but the house that you're in and the vehicle that you drive and the family you support was all because you banged out some chords on that guitar, man.
Exactly.
That's pretty damn powerful.
I know.
And it's something that I think, a lot of people who are artists and people who are seeking, great creativity in their lives find it hard to maybe settle in any way,
For sure.
But
we've talked about just the burning sensation that if we aren't doing something, there's this nagging voice, and it's in anybody who's even artistic on the smallest scale.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that doesn't involve the art, every fiber of your being is saying, do the art, do the thing. When's your next thing?
When's the next thing?
When's the next thing? Even if you have no pressure on you, realistically, to do it. there's some part of you that says, and I don't know if that's just like living a life where that's expected of you, so you kind of program yourself that way.
Yeah.
But I know for me that it's a thing I feel like I'm neglecting if I'm not doing.
Yep.
If I'm not doing, it's just...
If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
like, we
really,
talked about the fact that like we're doing music and that kind of thing, and I've got like individually, and I've got a kid and stuff, you know. But it's still one of those things where it's just like, you know, you just I value my time so much, especially now having way more responsibility. That you know I do find myself doing more, and that's when, like part of the reason that we looked at doing this. It's just like we would kind of just hang out in the backyard and have a chat, and we're just like, man, we get off on this.
And
we
45 minutes later.
45 minutes later, Jess inside with a screaming baby, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah.
You know, and it's just this is just another outlet, and I definitely get something out of it. But like, you know, if I didn't do this, I would just be upstairs, sat on the couch watching TV with The Voice.
Yeah.
Go fucking do something.
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing?
Or, like, for me, it's like The Voice. Yeah, The Voice is always there. There's always this, like, maybe not a voice, but there's just this part of me that's in, like, dis-ease. You know what I mean? I'm just always aggrieved.
Yes.
Like, I need to be...
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong, Josh?
You
like,
get salty.
It's like, nothing's wrong, but
you look
nothing's...
at your fellow musicians out doing stuff, and you're like, fucking, I love your thing.
Nah.
I love you as a person and your music, but I just...
bastard. Yeah. But it's like this vague aggrievement that I can't put my finger on until I'm doing something that's kind of creative, you know? I know. It just and nothing else really soothes it unless you're making. And I know again, I'm really sounding like a pretentious asshole.
We really are.
We really do sound
this
like.
This whole segment is just us being dicks.
Yep, that's okay.
And just thinking way too highly of ourselves. But no, it's the only reason I'm saying most of this too is because I've kind of solidified that it is a thing. I've talked to every musician I've ever talked to.
Yep.
You know, it has the same thoughts on this.
Well, man, when my last band, when we separated or whatever, like I got away from music in a big way.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming any one particular thing. Mostly it's just myself. I mean, I made some bad choices, right? Yeah. Obviously. But I do contribute a little bit of that to how I really did get so heavily into drugs, that sort of thing. Because I was like soothing something, right?
For sure.
You know, like I felt like I needed to connect with something.
Yes.
And I always, I guess the drugs and the booze kind of helped me connect. Connect with something, you know?
But you never really arrive, do you?
No, there's always, and that's such a good way to put it. You never do arrive. You're always waiting to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And you never get there.
You never get there.
No, never.
It's like you're about to walk on stage with the biggest band in the world, about to play like your favorite music ever, and then somebody kicks you in the nuts.
Yeah.
You know, you just never get there. It's just like this amazing thing's about to happen.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck, it's not.
Yeah, it's not even shows canceled. It's like you get kicked in the nuts.
You kicked in the nuts. Not only, but you wake up and you got sore nuts. And, you know, like, it's just,
we need something to, I mean, I think everyone on a certain level, whether you're creative or you're not creative or whatever, people need meaning-making structures in their life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and for us, it happens to be, I guess, music or something creative, like, so that we feel like I'm not just a parasite on the planet, right? I'm not just taking. I need to like make.
Exactly.
There's taking and then there's making. You like I don't know.
And and I don't know how pretentious this is going to sound. However, I don't understand people who don't have the thing. They don't have that thing, and I don't know if that's just like a thing that because we're into the arts that it's like we have this drive to do something that I wish I didn't have. There's days I wake up and I'm like, just fuck off.
Yeah.
Let me live my life.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who wake up, they do their 9 to 5, they come home, they have supper, they watch TV, they go to bed.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's apples and oranges, I guess.
Or is it though?
I don't know. I don't think it is because one day you're going to grow old and you're going to die.
Yeah.
And when your thing was maybe if you get so much personal satisfaction out of your 9 to 5, then you go home and it's just coasting.
Maybe your family life's good and whatever. Like I mean, it's
whatever family
life. But I mean, for some people, like that's what they want. They want a decent job to go home, and they want to go home with their family, with their husbands and their wives, and their kids, and that's good. And I mean, I understand that. I truly do understand that. I mean, I don't have that.
Yeah.
You know, but I see where you're coming from. Like Really? Like, really? Really?
I think it doesn't matter who you are, man. You need something for yourself.
Yeah.
You need something that if you don't get up in the morning and you can be excited about at least twice a month.
Yeah.
That isn't your everyday routine shit.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, man, I don't know what else. You know, like I don't understand it personally, but
No, I don't either.
But I legitimately don't think that it's healthy to not have a hobby,
A thing.
Anything,
A thing,
collect
something.
stamps, something to get you excited.
Anything, yeah.
Video games,
wood
just
burning.
like wood lighting fires.
No, wood
arsony.
burning, man. Like, you know what I'm talking about? The little art project. It's cool. It's cool. I got a wood burning kit.
Do you actually?
I do.
Okay, well.
Hence all the driftwood, man.
La-di-da.
Yeah.
He's an artiste.
Yeah, I just haven't done it yet.
It's still in the box.
It's still in the box, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But again, I do think we crave meaning. Everyone in their life, whether that's how they want to identify it or not, we crave some sort of meaning, or, I'm not saying like grand purpose, like, start a charity or anything like that, but something that,
I think we are seeing, like in the last decade, people who don't have the thing that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's why you're seeing so much social media stuff that just doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
People who are posting things that aren't relevant to anyone other than themselves. Because social media almost gives you this platform that people inherently care what you have to say.
Yep.
People are looking...
Or you'll find your cult that cares.
Yes,
exactly. You can individualize your cult, and then it's like... That's an interesting point, man. It's like social media itself kind of puts people into groups and gives people their individualized little meaning-making structures.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you find your people. Exactly. Whereas in the real world, you're not going to find your people as easily to to co-sign your bullshit.
Exactly.
Basically. Because you're going to find that online anywhere. Wherever you are in the world, you go online and post something, you're going to find a group of people that agree with you.
Yeah.
There's so many people. But I think that's a great point, man.
But it's almost unhealthy because... I know, I grew up in a small town, and it was, no offense to anyone I hung out with, and they would say the same about me, but it's just like, you didn't really get to pick your friends.
No.
You never got to pick your friend circle. If you grew up in a small place...
Yeah, like me too. I grew up in a small place.
I hung around with people who were obsessed with hockey and sports, and I never gave a shit about sports. Yeah. But I just, it kind of helped me be a little more well-rounded and be able to listen to people and communicate. And it got me excited to get people excited about what they're talking about. Yeah. In a way.
That's funny, man. Because I can really relate to that. I mean, I grew up in a small town, and the guys were all into it was dirt bikes and snowmobiles and all this stuff. Yeah. I could give a shit what a carburetor looked like, man.
Me neither.
I mean, even saying that shows how little I know about that. What a carburetor. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Ask me.
But no, but I think that was it too, man. Like you learn to listen and just kind of hang out, stay in the background and not be noticed.
Exactly.
And yeah,
like I always had my thing, but as a result, where I was when I played guitar, and most other people who played guitar did it more casually or did it very different than I did. I immediately seeked the internet, but it was pre-social media. I had to get on forums and stuff and find people from all over the world. At an early age, I could find people that were my age playing crazy guitar, and that's who I compared myself to. And that's when I got home from school. That's who I was excited to communicate with. Yeah, because I could find that thing. But socially, I never ever had that. If I went to a party, if I went to anything, it was I have to just basically be. I just need to be able to change colors and fit in with whoever's there and just fucking blend in.
Social chameleon much?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Buddy.
Yeah, you gotta train yourself.
How many masks do we have, right?
I know.
Anyway, that's kind of sad.
And whether that makes you a phony, I don't know, but I think it makes you a good conversationalist.
I think it's good conversationalist. It's also humans are social creatures, and that is a survival reaction in the world, man. Yeah. You just learn to fit in with what you got, right? Yeah. You just get by, that sort of thing. But I think that, again, to bring that back, that point that you made, where so many people, we feel like we're living in an age where things are comfortable enough that we don't. There's not necessarily. I gotta be careful, like how I say this, but of course there are things in the world that can cause us to have outrage. But in the scheme of history, right now we're in a pretty good place. So people are kind of a little more desperate to have things that kind of give them meaning. You know what I mean? So and online, that's absolutely the place for that, because you can find something that you want to either complain about or just rage on, man. I mean, how often do you see that? People just raging out online.
Joe
and
Blow
then,
now
boom.
has a giant party.
Yeah.
Joe Blow is now a member of this giant group that
Yep.
he was never a member of before.
Exactly.
If he was a member of it, it was just his own personal politics. If
Yep.
he had a conversation about it with his friends around
Yeah.
the water cooler, and that's all
And
it
that's
ever
it.
was, right?
And that's all.
But now it's like, now you're a part of this giant fucking thing,
And you've
right?
created your own personal platform.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you kind of feel, and I don't mean this in a condescending way, but it makes you feel special.
Yeah, it
You know?
definitely does.
You know, again, like purpose, meaning. I say that a lot. I think about that a lot, like meaning-making structures in our lives. You know.
Yeah,
But I think it is. I think that's a really good point, man.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the world is falling apart as we know it.
Yeah.
Not just North America.
Mm.
Like, you know, we got it pretty, well, I mean, we got it pretty good.
Yeah,
We're doing all right.
We are.
You know?
Yeah.
If I look at my grandparents,
Yeah.
how they had it versus...
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something I think that it's important that I like to say that I try to keep in mind, or that I think it is important for people to keep in mind. As bad as things might seem right now, they're better than what our grandparents had.
100%.
You know, you ask...
I mean, my pop used to have to just leave the house and go down to the bog behind his house and just shoot a moose, quarter it and pinch it. We're talking about moose again for some reason. and just fucking cut a couple slits in the quarter and just carry it back on his back.
Yeah.
And then just, that's what we were going to eat for the next while.
Yeah.
And then we were running out, we'll shoot another one.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, survival.
Yeah.
Now I can have 3 boxes of Kraft dinner for supper if I want it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and if I run out of anything, it's right there.
Yeah. Just the 3 boxes of Kraft dinner, the milk that you're going to use that was, you know. I mean,
exactly.
I don't know, man.
But I mean, if we always compare ourselves to that, we're probably not going to be moving ahead, being propelled ahead at the rate.
No,
that
I suppose, but it's also good to have some kind of perspective, too.
It's definitely good to have perspective.
Because, like, we talk about how, I mean, politically, and I understand why there's a need to have some resistance and revolution for different rights organizations, and I'm not going to get into any of that kind of stuff, but at the same time, I do believe that it's sometimes important to pause and be like, life is pretty good.
Yeah.
Life's pretty good. Despite this pandemic, despite everything that's going on, man, you know, we are living in pretty amazing times.
For sure.
You know.
Amazinger, like, a year ago.
Yeah.
Definitely amazinger.
It was amazinger last year.
Yeah, it was amazinger. It's less amazing now.
2020's
2020 is just a shit stain
weird
on the universe. All of
this just
history.
feels like such a turning point, man. It's like
it is, but
we've been doing better. Then 2020 comes. It's like, oh,
you know, I've always had the fucking fascination to just say, I'm gonna go live in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, go live at the cabin.
Yep.
And but it's always been just a thing in the back. Just like, that'd be crazy if the world went to shit to do that. That'd be amazing. I love going to the cabin. But now that it's become a reality,
there's like a 7% chance I'm gonna do it.
There's always been a 0.04. Now it's like 7%.
Yep.
Like, fuck, that's terrifying. It's like, I don't want to shit in an outhouse.
I know.
Every day. I like to do it for 3 or 4 days at a time.
Yeah, even then it gets old.
Even then, after 3 or 4 days, you just want to get a shower and just, you know, eat something that isn't a Joe Louis.
Yeah, I suppose. My family's cabin actually has flushable toilets and running water. So like,
See, that's not a cabin.
It's not a cabin.
That's not a cabin.
No.
Jesus, that's like Caesar's Palace.
It's a cottage.
Yeah, exactly. See, get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, really though.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm just having a glass of Mutter's wine out of my goofy mug.
And Mutter's wine? Homemade?
Yeah, no, it's Partagé.
Oh.
It's yeah. Right. My objective at the liquor store is highest percentage, lowest price. Those are when you come at me with like this is aged back to 19. I'm like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Give me the 2019 $20.
Yeah.
14.
Let me see some numbers on that, Bob.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. It's like,
see
what's
those
the guy?
numbers.
I'm looking at like the fine print on the back, but it's just for the alcohol percentage. I'm just like, I don't care what it tastes like. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't drink for those reasons.
Oh man, that was the name of the game for me. Going in like
you don't do the thing anymore.
I don't do the thing anymore. No,
you don't do the thing.
No more drinking, no drugging, no drinking or
That's
drugging.
a crazy amount of willpower, man. I'll never understand. You've got to get to a point where it's.
Yeah, it's
you know,
will, but That's a separate conversation altogether, because
For sure.
at a certain point, it's not even willpower. You know, when you get to a point, you almost kind of got to turn your will over to something else, right?
Exactly.
You know?
The Lord.
Well, you say the Lord.
L-A-W-D.
Lord.
The Lord.
Lord, take this booze.
Well, you didn't really do that, but you...
No. But, you know, it becomes less of a fight when you kind of...
For sure.
When you kind of surrender to the fact that you are,
Yeah.
in fact, an addict. And I'm a fucking addict,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's crazy, because when I hear you say that, you're not an addict now, but you are an addict.
I am an addict.
You still refer to yourself...
I'm an addict in recovery.
Exactly.
Right? You know, it's been like 13...
You don't... Because I think once you remove that title from yourself, it probably makes you a little bit more... You're giving yourself some leniency for sure.
Absolutely. Then all of a sudden, the door's cracked to
like,
just
yeah,
like,
no, I'm okay now.
no, I can have a few.
Yeah, if you don't call yourself an addict, you're okay, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the opposite of addict.
Yeah.
It's your best kind.
I'm best kind.
Yeah.
I can have a few.
But you're not.
But let's go like look into my my experience. My experience tells me that I've never just had one drink.
Exactly.
Ever.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
Never. And
exactly.
I never can and never will.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I never will drink again or never will use again, but I know that I will never use or drink successfully again.
Exactly.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you see, you're a light switch. You're on or off.
It's on or off.
It's a binary system.
And
Yeah.
So I gotta just keep that switch off. Or this is
Get an electrician in here and just, fucking remove the wires and everything. You can't go anywhere near handy to that.
Yeah, the best decision I ever made, though, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Well, it's crazy because, a bit of a backstory as to why, kind of like how we're doing this.
How we're here.
And how it's so easy for us to do this
Yeah.
right now. Is, we hadn't talked much in the last 3 or 4 years. The last time we were together was in Grand Falls. I had a business there. You were playing in a band there.
Yep.
Living in a band house.
Yep.
And you worked at a bar just up the street from my
Right
business.
next to your business.
Right. How the fuck does that always work? So
Neighbors.
Yeah,
Whoa.
neighbors. Yeah, right.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah. But anyway, so we used to just, get drunk and listen to Deftones all the time.
All night.
All night.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And we always had great conversations about music. You're a musician, I'm a musician. Always related on a lot of subjects. And, we've always kept in contact over the years and that kind of thing. But the last 3 or 4 years kind of like dwindled.
Yeah.
But then 7 or 8 months ago, how did you kind of, you
know.
just contacted me and you were
just
like,
a random text.
what do you ask?
What's
you
up,
asked
man?
where I lived or
Yeah,
something?
where are you now?
Yeah, and you were like, well, I just live directly around the turn from you. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So they used to just walk by.
2-3 streets over. Like, literally, when I walked here the first time, it was one Deftones song and the intro to another one. That's how long it took me to walk here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a crazy thing because I was home for COVID, working from home, and you would just walk up the street and pop in, have a chat, and go on again. I was like, this is crazy. And then, like, after about a week or two of that, it was, I get a text, and it's like, what number on your street do you live on again? And I told him, and he was like...
Yeah.
I was like, 13. You're like, what? And then you heading in on living in an apartment directly next door to me.
Next door.
Number 15, and I was like, what?
You're 13, I'm 15.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
There's yeah.
We're literally neighbors.
Yeah.
And that's where this whole thing kind of comes from. We realized we stuck both our last names together for Feeble, Feener, Noble, and then we just come up with a shitty word like
Feeble.
Like we're just weak, pale,
terrible.
Yeah, just boring, shitty people. But hey, guess what? We're having a good conversation. Right?
Yeah,
it's good.
Works.
I can't wait to get other people in and have a few chats.
Yeah. And that's hopefully going to be happening pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon, in the next week or two, hopefully.
I know there's some people that are interested, and I think some of the people that are going to be in here are going to be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
They're going to have a lot of... They're gonna definitely liven up some chats. I know that
for sure. And like something that I know you appreciate and that I do too is hearing people, especially in the arts, talk about things that kind of led them to that, as opposed to being in it. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want to talk to a fellow musician about their everyday day-to-day life and like exclusively talk about what it is they're working on or their last album. I want to hear about what kind of led you to being in this world and what kind of keeps you here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, and we're not limiting it to musicians. We want to talk to absolutely everybody.
Yep.
The more of these that we do, we hope to get more people interested. And
yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I know we're gonna start. We started this one with just like a general chat, just the two of us having a chat, and hopefully people are still listening.
For sure. For sure.
I don't know if we said anything interesting, but I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely have some cool guests on here soon, and I can't wait to see where this goes, man.
I can't either. Yeah, and it's one of those things. If what we're talking about is stupid, or we sound stupid, you just hate our voices. We're it's 2020. We're gonna hear it all.
Yeah.
So
and that's okay too.
clicks is clicks.
Clicks is clicks. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, if you want to maybe comment and let us know what kind of guests you'd like to hear from.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could.
Yeah.
See what people actually want.
As long as we're close friends with them, we can totally get them involved.
Well, we got Russell Brand next week.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Hopefully you guys like Russell Brand.
Yeah, we'll be doing it outside because we'll both be fucking homeless. Yeah. But that's fine.
That's fine.
That's good.
All right. Good?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. So
All
that's the first episode.
All right. Episode 1.
Bitch.